video, we're going to discuss quality objectives. And basically, the implementation of these objectives is a requirement under CSQM1 under paragraph 58B. So if we just quickly take a look at what these objectives are, there's 6 of them in total: governance and leadership, relevant ethical requirements, client acceptance and continuance, engagement performance, resources, which include human, intellectual, and technological resources, and information and communication. Now, these quality objectives are they do go across the components. We consider them to be interrelated and interdependent. And as we go through the risk assessment, you will really understand what I mean by that. Now, the quality objectives are given to us by the standard themselves. And so unless you have a quality objective that is not relevant to your firm, I would just keep it the way it is. So let's dive into the TLOS software and see where we would go to document this. So when you go to the risk assessment components, you're going to see each of the 6 components in the tabs at the top. Now, these quality objectives have actually been provided, again, by CSQM1, and it's been provided in the system. In most cases, these are not going to need to be changed. However, there are certain times that tailoring a particular objective would be appropriate, such as when you don't have any staff or a network firm. Now, this should have already been tailored for you based on your answers to the firm setup. And it's still a good idea to review these quality objectives and ensure that they remain appropriate for the nature and circumstances of your firm. So first click on the tab for the component and then the button Show Objective. Now you can scroll down or use the corner of the window to pull this down to see more of the content. Now, as I mentioned, you'll likely not need to further tailor the objectives. However, there may be times when maybe you would want to add more objectives, and this can be done by going to the last line and entering in what that is. In this case, I'm just going to take this right out, and you can see it's that easy to go in and edit it. Once you are completed making all of those changes, just remember to hit the Save button. Now, I think it's going to be very rare for you to be entering new quality objectives. I would say if you were a firm that had maybe listed entities and there are additional quality objectives that your firm needs to meet, they could be added in here as well. And just to note that each of the components is going to have that section for the objectives. So you are going to want to go through each of those sections and then remember to hit Save.